Hi friends, this is Suzy, your gaming guru, here to help you solve the puzzle of level 3972 in Candy Crush Saga, where we have 25 moves to clear out 110 jelly. I almost introduced this level as Welcome to My Nightmare, because it is a nightmarishly hard level, and this one is particularly tricky. If you find these videos helpful, I'd ask that you consider liking and subscribing. That in turn would really help me out. I'm going to spend a few minutes here discussing this level. If you want to see me play the level, you may want to advance a couple of minutes in the future here, because there are some intricacies about this board. First of all, I'm not worried about the jelly here. I'm only worried about the jelly here because as I'm trying to take this out, presumably all of this will take care of itself, especially because we've got a striped and wrapped dispenser here, and we might be able to get some powerful striped wrapped combos. And I'm also not too concerned about the toffee, although sometimes the frog will be able to help me take out those double layer toffees. What I'm mostly concerned about is the licorice, because not only is the licorice on the jelly, but it keeps coming out. Notice though, it only comes out on the left hand side, and this comes around this way in this counterclockwise form, and so the licorice over here isn't as hard, and the toffee over here isn't as hard. So even our moves can sometimes favor this side of the board. That means we need to put our focus on this side of the board. All right, and we know we need to fill the frog, but it's a balance as to how often we should try to fill her, if we should try to fill her on the backswing, and where are the most valuable placements. So let's jump into this and see what we can do. I'm debating right now between taking out a licorice, and that's important because when I take out licorice, no new licorice can form. When I don't take out licorice, more can. But I'm not worried on that first move because everything's all blocked. There has to be a way for things to drop in, and there isn't. I'm also thinking about taking out the orange because I don't have a lot of orange on the board, and concentrating the colors can give me a benefit. So I think actually that's going to be my first move to see if I can get some cascading. Yeah, it wasn't extremely valuable cascading, but it didn't hurt. Now with the frog, in order to fill her, I generally don't want to move her too far. But as long as she stays in this center block, as long as I'm not pressing her against the corners, she's still relatively easy to fill. And then I really want to make some combos, but I just don't see that happening right away. Let's go ahead and do this, make some progress, and look at that. We do get some nice cascading. Even though we have a very limited field, and we've got these huge cutouts curtailing our movements, we do only have 4 colors on this board, so that helps. These first moves have not been stellar, but I have to tell you, this board has not been stellar. I could do this, it would take this out, it would slide this over, leaving space for more licorice to drop. Not really a fan of that, but it's better than any other move I have. And sometimes there's a 1 or a 2 turn delay. It looks like we got it. And that ended up actually being a really good move because we've got her filled and we've got this striped wrapped combo. Now this side of the board is definitely the most difficult to deal with because of these. And then I think this is most difficult, and then this is most difficult, and then it goes here, here, and here. But these striped wrapped can really benefit us. Although what I'm going to do is move the frog first. And I have to decide, do I want to put her up here where it's difficult to reach things? Or do I want to put her down here so she doesn't block the new candies coming in? And where there's double thick toffee, because she'll take out double thick as easily as she takes out single thick toffee. And I like these corners here because let's say I place her here. Then I'm influencing this square, this square, this square, and this square. That works on the intersections as well. But if I do her, put her right here, then I only influence 3 squares. So it's a tough decision. I think because of where the striped wrapped is, what I'm going to do, oh gosh, if I take her out, I'm not going to get the striped wrapped. I was hoping to move her and then use the striped wrapped to help fill her, because when she's in the corners here, you can see we don't have a lot of candy, so it's hard to match her. and it's hard to get color bombs, although we do sometimes. So it's easiest to use striped wrapped combos because if let's say she turns orange. Let's say I put her here and when I release her, she turns orange. Well, then if I had the opportunity to make a striped wrapped combo and I hit her, she will get credit for every other orange I hit. And there's, the orange is plentiful. But if I take her and move her, the purple's going to drop down. That's a moot point. So I'm going to do this. It's really a struggle to decide how often to use the frog in our journeys here. And it has to make sense for me. I was going to use her then just to, so I could fill her again, but it didn't make sense. So here's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to take her and I think I'm going to place her over here. I'm going to place her where it's hardest to get rid of stuff. I'm going to look around the board to see if there are any ways that I can work in here, and I can't. So now I'm going to keep going for striped wrapped combos if I can get them. No. Now also let's talk about the licorice in terms of how it responds on this board. Sometimes we can go ahead and make this move, take out licorice, and no new licorice will form. But on some boards, we have to touch it directly, like make a match right next to that licorice. But I'm going to go ahead and do that and see I got more licorice coming out, but not a lot. All right, I can make a wrapped. Oh, wrapped combos are pretty good on this board too, if I can manage them, but they tend to be good for the bottom portion of the board. And sometimes we can get some of these wrapped candies to slide out into these base areas here. Yeah, not a great board. I don't have a lot to do, but look what I can do. I can take out these 3 spots. Now, even if licorice comes in, which it didn't because there's a 1-turn delay and I had taken out licorice, I cleared that. So that, that target area is now gone. The frog is coming down here. I may be able to match her with orange here. Oh, look at that. It was an automatic. I love that. So what's my next best move? I can't make any moves in this area. I could do this. It would hit the frog, and it would only hit one other orange, so that's all that would be attributed to her. But it would cut through some of this toffee. It's not necessarily a bad move. I just have to evaluate, do I have anything better? I don't really think I do. I could do this, but this does just as much work. And it'll also hit this, which will open this up a bit. I think this is a pretty decent move. And I may have hit another orange because she looks more full than I had expected her to be. Let's keep making as many specials as we can. And then I think this makes a decent move here. I don't have a striped wrapped combo, but if I hit her and hit a lot of orange, I could create nice chaos on the board. Oh, and this is lovely. Look at that. We took out a color, so we concentrated everything down. So now it makes sense to look at moving her to clear out these jelly. But I think I'm going to wait one more turn because she'll be in a more valuable position. Let's go ahead and make a wrapped and hope it holds. Oh, look at that. It took care of itself. I love that. So do I move her right away, or do I do a wrapped or some other move? The wrapped where it stands will land here. That's not very good. But when it comes down, it will have influence over these 3 areas. I like that. But I think I may move her first. What if I move her here? And then I set these off, and all of the green that this hits will be attributed to her. This got covered over in toffee on our way down here, but it's still not awful. And look, we get more cascading because we are bringing more things down from here. We're making big explosions. Now I don't have anything very good. I could make a stripe just by doing this move, but it doesn't have any value in and of itself. I can't match this with green or make any other moves here, nor can I do that here. I just don't have very good opportunities. So let's do this and see what happens. And it gave me something good. It gave me a striped wrapped. Do I use it or do I do something different? I'm a little bit worried about all that licorice. but I do have to kind of pull the trigger sometimes and just blow things up. Yeah, I'm going to blow things up. I'm going to reach up high. If I could get rid of that licorice, I might be able to make something really fun there. That's double thick, so that's not a bad thing to aim for. Got a lot of licorice here to deal with. Let's do this and hope a blue drops into position. No, but that was still fairly valuable. Okay, I need some striped wrapped. So I'm going to do this, which brings a flood down. Kind of. Should have brought a flood down. Hoped would bring a flood down. Yeah, so you can see my chances are not great, but it is a nightmarishly hard level, and these are just typically this awful balance between luck and skill. I prefer those levels that have pure skill, but yeah, when you get into nightmarishly hard level, they're all tough. So, you know, all told, it's not too bad. I'll end up with less than 10 jelly. This is probably going to take me a while, so what I'm going to do is pause the recording, come back with a new board. I'll have the microphone turned off, but I will turn it back on if I have something important to share. And really, it's just going to be a decision of how often do I use the frog? Can I make moves in here? Where can I aim those striped wrapped combos? But I can't really do much with this last move, so I'll just make a wrapped candy and enjoy myself. See you back here in just a bit. Okay, certainly not there yet, but this is looking pretty handy. I've got her filled. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I've got a lot of stuff along here. And I can get rid of this licorice with this swipe. This is going to impress the board a lot here, I think. There we go. And so now it should be just moving her to here, or I could even just move her this way. I'm not going to take any chances. I'm going to land her directly there. Okay, but this did take between 60 and 65 tries for me to get this done. Here's the good news, though. I just got better and better and better. The reason I was able to explain this, some of the challenges on the board is because I had already tried playing about 45 to 50 times prior to attempting it today. So this is one where I was stuck on this level yesterday and had to come back today to get it done. And all of that experience that I garnered really led me to victory, because I could tell I was getting closer and closer. So it can't just be luck. When you have more experience and you get closer, that means there is skill. You're just learning how that board works. If you have any questions or comments, please put those below. I hope you get it done more quickly than I do. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.